Food doesn't always come from careful planning. Sometimes it's born from accidents, improvisation, or sheer necessity. From pink lemonade tinted by a circus mishap to nachos invented after hours in a Mexican border town, these stories reveal the surprising origins behind everyday favorites. If you want to uncover the strange twists of fate that brought these dishes to life, just keep watching. Number 10. The story of Caesar salad is far from what most people expect. In 1924, Caesar Cardini, an Italian restaurateur in Tijuana, faced a holiday rush that wiped out nearly everything in his kitchen. Determined not to disappoint his guests, he grabbed whatever ingredients he could find: romaine lettuce, eggs, croutons, Parmesan cheese, and Worcestershire sauce. He assembled the salad right at the table to add a touch of flair to his improvised recipe. Diners were amazed by the fresh, bold flavors that blended perfectly despite the hasty preparation. Word of the salad spread quickly, reaching Los Angeles and then New York. What began as a resourceful chef's last-minute solution turned into a timeless dish that graces restaurant menus around the globe. Number 9. Donut holes came into the world because one sailor refused to settle for raw batter. In 1847, Hanson Gregory grew frustrated that the centers of his fried cakes remained dense and undercooked. To solve the problem, he simply punched out the middle before tossing the dough into bubbling oil. The removed pieces didn't go to waste and were fried separately as neat, bite-sized rounds. Over time, people fell in love with these tiny treats as much as the donuts themselves. Bakers began selling them as a special snack, calling them donut holes to describe exactly what they were. Thanks to one man's quest for an evenly cooked pastry, countless sweet tooths now enjoy these irresistible little bites. Number 8. Worcestershire sauce was never supposed to become a kitchen staple. In the early 1800s, chemists John Lee and William Perrins tried replicating a tangy Indian sauce for an English nobleman. Their first attempt tasted so unpleasant that they stored the barrel in their cellar and forgot about it entirely. Months later, curiosity led them to sample the neglected concoction once again. They discovered that time had transformed it into something rich, savory, and wonderfully complex. Bottling the sauce, they introduced it to the public, and it quickly gained a reputation for enhancing everything from meats to cocktails. What started as a failed experiment turned into a legendary condiment still loved today. Number 7. Ketchup has a backstory that's more surprising than its familiar taste suggests. Long before it became America's favorite burger companion, ketchup began as a salty fish sauce called ketchup, originating in Southeast Asia. British traders brought the idea home in the 1700s, eager to recreate the fermented flavor. Over time, cooks replaced anchovies with tomatoes, added sugar and vinegar, and crafted the tangy condiment recognized today. By the 19th century, tomato ketchup had become a household staple across the United States. Its transformation from pungent fish brine to bright red sauce was a journey through centuries of experimentation and adaptation. Every time you squeeze a bottle, you're tasting the unlikely evolution of a global culinary tradition that started halfway around the world. Number 6. Nachos were born not in a grand kitchen, but from a humble act of quick thinking. In 1943, Ignacio Nacho Anaya was working at the Victory Club in Piedras Negras, Mexico, when a group of American military wives arrived after closing time. Determined to feed them despite having almost nothing left in the pantry, he sliced up corn tortillas, fried them until golden, and sprinkled them with melted cheese and jalapeno peppers. The women were delighted with the crunchy, savory snack and asked what it should be called. With a grin, he simply named them after himself, Nachos Special. Word of the dish spread across the border into Texas and beyond. Today, that spontaneous creation has evolved into countless variations, enjoyed everywhere from sports stadiums to home kitchens. Number 5. The famous French dessert tarte tatin exists because of an unexpected kitchen mistake. In the 1890s, the Tatan sisters, Stephanie and Caroline, ran a hotel in La Motte-Bouvron where they served classic regional meals. One day, Stephanie accidentally left apples cooking in sugar and butter too long, creating a rich caramel on the bottom of the pan. Rather than throw it away, she quickly covered the fruit with pastry dough and baked it upside down. When she flipped the tart out, the glistening caramelized apples looked and smelled irresistible. Diners were so impressed that it became the hotel's signature dessert. That single slip-up inspired a culinary tradition cherished by dessert lovers all over the world. Number 4. The chimichanga's origin story blends a kitchen mishap with a touch of humor. One popular account says that in the 1920s, Monica Flynn was working in her Tucson restaurant, El Charro Cafe, when she accidentally dropped a burrito into a deep fryer. Hot oil sizzled around the tortilla, crisping it into something she'd never seen before. Startled, she nearly shouted a Spanish curse word, but quickly softened it to chimichanga, which loosely translates to thingamajig. Rather than waste the crispy creation, she served it to her guests, who were immediately captivated by the crunchy exterior and warm filling. Word spread fast, and soon other restaurants began offering their own versions. Though some Arizona eateries claim they invented the dish first, this happy accident remains the most famous origin story. Number 3. Chocolate chip cookies were created by accident, or at least that's how the legend goes, and that accident turned into a worldwide obsession. In the 1930s, Ruth Wakefield ran the Toll House Inn in Massachusetts, where travelers came for hearty meals and homey desserts. One day, she stirred chopped Nestle chocolate into her cookie dough, assuming the pieces would melt evenly into the batter. To her surprise, the chunks held their shape and turned soft and gooey in the oven. Guests raved about the new texture, and soon the cookies were in constant demand. Nestle even struck a deal with Wakefield to feature her recipe on their packaging. Whether it was an unplanned discovery or clever experimentation, that simple idea laid the foundation for the most famous cookie recipe in America. Number 2. Pink lemonade has a legend that's as bizarre as it is unforgettable. One of the most colorful stories credits circus vendor Pete Conklin in 1857 with its accidental invention. Desperate after running out of clean water, he used a tub that had been used to rinse a performer's red tights. The water turned a faint pink, but he decided to serve it anyway rather than miss out on sales. Customers were intrigued by the unusual color and began buying it enthusiastically. From that day on, pink lemonade became a circus staple and eventually spread across the country. Whether the tale is true or not, it adds a splash of eccentricity to a beloved summer drink. If you enjoy our content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. And now, number 1. Fanta's creation is rooted in the desperation of wartime Germany. During World War II, Coca-Cola's bottling plants in Germany could no longer import the syrup needed to make the original drink. Determined to keep production alive, the German team experimented with what they had: fruit scraps, beet sugar, and leftover whey. The result was an orange soda unlike anything customers had tasted before. They named it Fanta, inspired by the German word for imagination, fantasy. Despite its humble beginnings, the new beverage became incredibly popular and survived well beyond the war. Today, Fanta is enjoyed in dozens of flavors all over the world, proof that innovation often thrives under pressure. If you'd like to keep watching, try clicking on one of these videos.